All right, so I'm David Ryman with Refuge CrossFit, and
I'm Gracie.
Gracie and I are here to talk about the mental health awareness and suicide prevention WOD that she actually designed that our gym is going to be doing this Friday for our regular workout. This workout is going to be a benefit to a local nonprofit called My House. And we actually have a friend who's a local music artist named Justin Pendergrass, who is a suicide prevention specialist there. And he works with youth, homeless, and those who still live at home in an effort to try and curb suicide in the valley. He provided us some statistics that were kind of staggering. And the numbers in these statistics actually are some of the numbers that we'll see in the workout, some of the rep schemes and stuff like that on Friday. But there is one death by suicide in Alaska every 48 hours. That doesn't just apply to youth, but suicide is actually the leading cause in deaths ages 10 to 24 in Alaska. Suicide is the second cause of death in the age group 25 to 35, and it's the third leading cause of death in ages 35 to 45 in Alaska. One of the other staggering things that Justin said was that homeless youth in Alaska are 67% more likely to attempt suicide on their life than other youth in other situations. And that they were, that they had an average of 5 attempts on their life per individual on average. So those numbers are just absolutely astronomical. You know, when you think about how small the valley is as far as people, and the fact that we have, at one point I heard an estimate near 1,200 homeless and endangered youth. I don't know what those numbers are currently. That was probably almost 2 years ago. You know, and with the last year and a half and all of the circumstances we've had that kind of been beyond our control, that can kind of spike anxiety and mental health disorders kind of out the top. And from talking, Gracie, I know that you've had some of your own mental health battles over the last about 2 years. What resources and tools have kind of helped you to cope with those battles?
I would say the most helpful tools are apps and like online chat rooms kind of to talk with people and give ways to cope.
Okay. How did you find those apps and those chat rooms? Was that something you found or something somebody told you about?
Some of them were things I was just scrolling and I saw them and I was like, wow, that helps. Or some of them friends told me about.
Awesome. Now I know that you've been talking with your mom and your family and they've been helping you kind of work through this. Do you feel like you could give any advice to another teen struggling with mental health issues that they're not able to cope with yet? What advice would you have there?
For really any mental health things, everybody goes through it. It's just harder for some people, so you are not alone at all, and please reach out. I promise it helps, and that if you're suicidal, taking your life doesn't get rid of the pain you're going through. It just passes it on to all of your friends and family.
Yeah, that was something we were talking about earlier that I really identify with because I've been on the law enforcement side of a number of suicide attempts and some who followed through with the attempt. And it really is very difficult on people, and that's something that I carry very heavily still because of the number that I dealt with just in my short law enforcement career was, you know, the aftermath of that and me having to cope with, you know, the stress of having, you know, dealt with somebody after their suicide or attempt, and then also helping their family to navigate through that then mental health crisis that they're thrown into. It's really difficult. So I would like to reiterate what Gracie said. Like, everybody has mental health battles. Every one of us have. I have. In the last year and a half, it's, you know, there have been things that I've struggled with that I never would have imagined. And I know dozens of people in the last little while who are otherwise, what we would think of as very strong people who have battled with mental health issues. So reach out, verbalize the problems you're having, the issues that you're dealing with, whether that's to a friend, a family member, a mental health specialist, somebody like Justin Pendergrass who has experience dealing with this. So that's awesome. I'm really proud of you, Gracie, for being brave and being willing to talk about this, because I know it's really hard to kind of flip the script a little bit on the thing that tried to kind of take you out, and then go the other way and go, you know what, I'm not going to let this just take me down. I'm not going to let it keep me quiet. I'm going to actively go after it and try and, provide support to other people who are dealing with it, and kind of take that battle to the mental health issues front door. So what inspired you to develop this WOD?
It wasn't necessarily one specific thing. We were just having a conversation about mental health awareness organizations and how maybe I could develop one to help anybody who needs it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So have you started your nonprofit yet? Maybe soon. So another really pressing question that I know people are going to have when we get into the nitty-gritty of what the workout actually is, why burpees?
It was just sort of, I didn't want it to be easy, because mental health struggles are a struggle. They're not easy. It's something really difficult.
Yeah. Now there's a bunch of other movements besides just burpees, and like I said earlier, the movements, the rep schemes are all kind of numbers that have significance in these statistics that we talked about a little bit earlier, and some others. Burpees are just the one that always everybody is like, oh no, burpees, why? And I love that's the logic behind that. This workout is meant to be a partner workout because, I assume because, the idea is we want to not struggle through that alone. We want somebody to help us alongside in that process. But it's not meant to be easy necessarily. The other person is going to be carrying a weight over their head, which to me, and I don't know if I'm just reading too far into it, but to me is kind of indicative of, us helping to bear each other's loads, and help to hold each other's weight and struggles in the process. And I think that's really, really amazing and fitting. One of the other things Gracie talked about was, hey, I want to do something, and she and her mom were talking about this symbol. So we got these stickers that will be selling for $1 a piece, or whatever you guys want to donate. And the donations will go to My House, not my house, but the organization My House. Tell me about the symbolism here with the color green and the semicolon.
The color green is the mental health awareness color, and I'm not really sure where the semicolon came from, but I know in the tattoo world, if someone has a semicolon, it means they know someone who has committed suicide or they've attempted to take their own life themselves, and it's just an awareness thing.
Cool. Just gives you that brief moment of pause, Yeah, so if you guys want to join us Friday for our regular scheduled workouts, we're going to post it online. For anybody who's not part of our gym, if you want to participate outside of that, we'll post a link on our Refuge CrossFit Facebook page where you can jump on and donate to the organization My House. They're an organization that we've worked with before. Our P-Town Throwdown, our teens and preteens event in December, we've helped My House with funds from that event as well. Gracie, was there anything else you wanted to talk about or add before we jump off?
I think that's it.
That's it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Like I said, I admire your bravery, because it's one thing to reach out and get help for your own struggles, but it takes a whole nother level of bravery and courage to, be public about the fact that you've struggled with something, and be willing to throw that lifeline out to others. So I admire you for that. Thank you.